And you can't, these passes, you got to use pump fakes on both sides and zip the ball. Anything floating in the air will get stolen or deflected.
Ziegler, two-time SEC Defensive Player of the Year. Getting the ball out of Andrews' hands. Now Mara. McCrory wanted him to dump it down. They do. And now Trent Perry has his.
Conjay with 4 Bruins around him somehow scores.
Andre just too strong. Get downhill, getting anything he wants right now.
Back to Will Kyle. Double comes. Trent Perry. Michigan State won the only meeting between those two teams at the Breslin Center. Held Wisconsin.
Execution, their defense, and to me that set the tone and separation for this game. Was guard play by UCLA.
And Perry. I certainly played against guys in the NBA in terms of Dwight Howard and some of the guys, Hassan Whiteside, that were unbelievable shot blockers. And man, the first time I drove on Dwight Howard, he put in 8 rows in the bleachers. You're like, well, I can't do this. And, you know, it deters you from a mentality standpoint.
Catch there by Mara. They will dig on him off the corner, and Perry, his drive gets 2.
Oh, Trent Perry there.
Payne and Carlisle.
He hasn't played in 4 games. The first 2 he was sick. The last 2 have been coaches' decisions. But look back to last season. 1 game against UCLA, 17-5-4, and a massive shot there for Indiana.
32% three-point shooter last year at Stanford in that game that you talked about that he played against UCLA. Shot it pretty well. Way out high. One cut by Perry.
Perry understanding, but okay.
Detective Hummel at it again.
You know what?
Like the common San Diego.
Good work, Coach Hugh. Perry sinks it for 3.
Some people that are stepping.
There you go, young fella.
Crowd to their feet. 10-point lead for Illinois, and a silencer on the other end of the court, and the foul.
The transfer portal and getting them into regular school, not graduate school. If you notice, all these guys are just transfers. They're not grad transfers.
That is a interesting note. So the portal, the new era helping UCLA.
Well, it really hasn't changed at all. It's just the portal has become made transferring more prevalent. And so UCLA can get them into regular school.
Day in practice, at least. Yeah. The experience that I had every single day, and it's not a matter of you. It is a matter of you understanding who you are and looking in the mirror as players. But the soft part, it's not, hey, you get pushed, you fall down, you cry. That's not the soft. It's really having accountability for one another and winning. Look, you're UCLA. Right. Those 4 letters mean more than most in college basketball. You got to play like it every night.
Good backdoor cut.
Well done for Maryland in this game.
Villanova, that's right where he likes it. This time he goes off the heel. And the rebound cleared to Perry, and he takes it right to the rack. By an analyst that had his ears pinched by Jim Calhoun when he was in college. And this rebound off the deck by Daly. And a 3-ball from Perry. By the way, officially Daly fouled out. Leads the game with 8 points and 5 boards. Andrews can't get it to go. Perry. That'll be an and 1 as he gets to the line.
UCLA the lead. That's it. Here's Clark, who transferred back home. He wants it again to kick it to Perry, and he'll step through for 2 and a foul.
Doing it. You recruit to the way you want to play and get players that fit your style, or you recruit really good players in the portal and figure out how you're going to play. But there's a lot of constants under Mick Cronin, and the defensive end is one of them.
Trent Perry with the 3, and the fresh teams being very good in the Coach K college basketball video game. Jelani McCoy blocked shots there too.
Yeah.
Stefanovic ahead and finds Trent Perry for the 2-hand floor.
92. That game was 51-19 at the break. As Stefanovic, a rare miss for him.
And I think Illinois is only going to get better as the season goes on as Perry knocks down that long. So we kind of got to wait and see how this thing plays out before we start making some predictions.
Illinois' got the transfer Colin Boswell as well, who came in this year. Here's Perry with a nice move.
Speaking of reading it, because of the scouting report, because they'll probably key on Bilodeau and Daly because they're the two leading scorers now, it opens up stuff for other guys. And so you get Stefanovic, who got going early, ends up having a big-time night.
Trent Perry with...
Well, there's going to be some late buckets here for Southern Utah that might make the score not look quite as bad as it was. But UCLA's defense has been terrific all night.
It was 50.
Work on stuff they need to work on.
Keith Richards from in front of his bench. There he goes up to claim the rebound. Here's the McDonald's All-American for three.
Really good. It's even better than you think. Like I've told people, whether you're a Clipper fan or not, just go see the building. It's really incredible.
As someone who played prep hoops in this state too, I love the personal touch to have all the high school represented as well. Perry separates and scores. A miscue off the inbound. And Dominic Harris is in the game for Nick Cronin and UCLA. And a headband right in front of the Bruin bench.
Love the fact that Mara's still in there. He's gotten a big chunk of minutes here.
Perry for three. Richardson at the other end for the Titans. Give Dom Harris a bucket here late. Big box to check. Someone came over as a sharpshooter. Perry pours it on.
What are you focused on your game? And he said, I'm focused on winning. That's my focus.
Well, he won a lot at high school. That's for sure at Harvard Westlake.
Bilodeau asking for
nice.
it.
I like that.
And here's Perry. And he connects. 16 points in this game. Daberco. Nope. And rebound number 7 for Daly. Perry passed up the 3 and drives it all the way in.
Host the University of Valley Forge for their home opener on the 20th. Meanwhile, for UCLA, they're currently in the middle of a nice little homestand. Hard to put things together.
Yeah, sometimes it's just not your night from three-point land, and that's a part of Lehigh's game. Lehigh wants to run down the floor, and they want to shoot threes. They want to beat you from that area. So if you're not making those threes, it's
that they're going to continue to rip off wins while they're figuring all this out.
Another traveling call. There's been more traveling in this game than there was at the game that was played here at halftime. That nobody watching
the frat
got to see, but it was the fraternity face-off.
You've got to be alert.
The box ready to go.
To be alert. Drop a shoot. This Bruin possession. Here's Johnson. Long range shot up top. He gets every ball.
Good patience by Trent Perry as a freshman. Maturity already.
Perry's going to stop and pop. Knocks down his first collegiate.